they are not prayers. They are just expressions that, oh, we know, we recognize each other. We have to say something we don't know much. What? So let it suffice that I say good morning, you say good morning, and oh, what a horrible day, or oh yes, what a horrible day, and that's all. Islam teaches you a meaningful way of salutation, which means peace and blessings of God be upon you. I have only good wishes for you. No harm can come your way from me. I offer peace. Like the dogs wag their tails, it is not the wagging of a Muslim's tongue in peace and in love. He says, I'm friendly. I like the good things for you. You have no fear from me. And only peace will come from me to you. So isn't it a good way of salutation? And also prayer from him, that let also peace descend on you from God. Satisfied? Good.
Exactly. My question is, has technology changed or helped Islam?
Change?
Or helped Islam?
Has technology changed or helped Islam?
Changed or helped, this I can't understand. Changed or helped. Technology is changing by the day, by the hour now. That you know already, don't you?
Yeah.
Why do you say or helped Islam? Why do you put an or in between the two parts of the question? I can't understand it. What do you want to ask? Do you mean to say that do the changes occurring in technology are helping Islam or working against Islam? Is that what you want to ask?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, then the answer is the changes are most certainly for the benefit of Islam if they are properly utilized. And the advanced technology can be put to the service of Islam if somebody has a will to employ this technology for the service of Islam. For instance, television, the new opportunities of expanding your contact through telecommunication with the entire world can be used to great advantage for Islam, like we are already using it. See? Like motor cars, etc., like travels by aeroplane, that has enabled Ahmadiyyat to spread the message of Ahmadiyyat far and wide in a much quicker time than it could have been possible if this technology had not advanced. So you see, cassettes, radio player, some people put them to the use of filthy songs and meaningless pop music and this and that, and we use it for reciting Masih Maud poem and other good things, and most of all the beautiful recitations of the Holy Quran and lessons in how to read correctly the Quran, etc. And then also my sermons and the lectures of other Ahmadi scholars, they are also cassette recorded and distributed. So this technology, as you can well see, is also to the advantage of Islam, isn't it? Thank you. Yes, my son.
So whilst on the journey, in a car, and you're by yourself, can you read namaz by yourself whilst driving a car?
You can. It depends on what urgency you are facing. If you can stop on the way and you can find a good, clean, neat place to say the prayer, if you are more than one in the car, you can say your prayer in congregation. If you are just one alone, then you can say your prayer singly. But it is always better to stop at some suitable place and say the prayer together, if you are more. And that is exactly what we do during our journeys by car. Most of our journeys are nowadays by car, and the whole convoy stops at some petrol station or some other nice place, and where the facilities for ablution etc. are available. We do our ablution and say the prayer together. It's a very nice and pleasant experience. But very occasionally, very rarely, it so happens that you are getting very late and the journey is hazardous and you are traveling by night and you are afraid that by the time you reach a good place, the time of the prayer will be over and you may lose it altogether. Then I tell them to say their prayer individually in their cars. And those who are driving, they also do it simultaneously while driving. And for that I have the authority of Sallallahu because he said that according to his instruction, the prayer could be said on a mount, that is while riding, camel or horse, etc. So as the car can be stopped, so could those mounts be stopped. Yet he permitted in certain situations and left it to the choice of the rider to say the prayer either riding the mount or stop it and say it on the ground. So if it is permitted there, then it should also be permitted during the modern modes of travel, in the modern mode of travel. Okay?
Yes.
You see, the rider there was at the driving seat, that is what I mean. The rider in old days, or even now, one ever who drives a camel or a horse is on the riding seat. He has to perform the act of riding. Doesn't he?
Yeah.
That is to say, he consciously has to control and manipulate his mount. So the car driver is also in a very similar situation. But it is much preferable for the driver than for the ordinary rider of the car to stop and say his prayer in calm at some place. But emergency is emergency, okay? Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Fine, thank you. My question is, what is the difference in the treatment you receive now than you did in your earlier life?
The treatment I receive now than my earlier life? Well, there is no difference in fact, because there is difference of number, not much difference otherwise. Because I always used to meet people on the equal footing and always try to give them the impression of there nothing being special or excitable. Let's discuss things at a common level and so on. And that is exactly what I continue to do now. And even if people are a bit overawed, some do, or overexcited, sometimes the families come and some children or ladies can't speak normally because of that overexcitement, then God has given me a knack of bringing them down to the normal level very quickly. So ultimately it turns out to be the same atmosphere as I am accustomed to in the olden days, and my meetings don't have much indifference, except maybe in the attitude of a person who would have far more respect for my advice now than ever before. Okay? One sound.
My question is, when we die and we are born again and go to heaven, what sort of connection will our friends and families on earth and heaven have?
What sort of what? The first part I understood, the latter part, what sort?
What
and
sort
then
of connection?
What sort of?
Connection.
Connection?
Will our friends and families on earth and heaven
Yes, I understand.
have with us by the will of Allah?
You see, new contacts, new relationships will develop after our death. They will be decided on the merit of goodness and good deeds we performed here on earth, not just on the merit of blood relationship. but the blood relationship will also play a role in that. According to